All right, we are live. So welcome everybody. Today I'm talking with Marisa Hoff about how virtual contests or social media contests can really help not only boost brand awareness, but boost member engagement. And how even in a study that she had shared in one of her newsletters, Tailwind had identified that followers increased faster by 70% when companies were doing online contests versus the companies that were just throwing out content on social media. So let me introduce Marisa Hoff. She is a wonderful fitness experience expert and customer service expert who has started as the director of operations at a club called Stevenson Fitness and has now moved into the role of a consultant for gyms and facilities in their customer service space, in their business space. And she was actually a Women Who Inspire, named 2019 Women Who Inspire for the International Magazine and or what was that? Club Business International Magazine?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a long one.
It's Ursa's magazine.
Oh, okay. And then she presents for companies like Ursa, IDEA, and Club Industry. So I'm so excited to be with her today and to speak to her about contests. So the first thing I'm going to ask her for social media contests is, what are some of your favorite ideas of implementing a contest on social media?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me, Stacey. I really appreciate it. And a couple things about contests. We're talking about when there's some sort of prize or giveaway as a call to action for the people that are following your account. So there's so many different ones out there. I mean, one quick thing is if you go, especially on Instagram, I prefer Instagram for contests, but you could definitely complement it on Facebook because you're going to have bigger reach with Facebook in general. I love going into the Instagram search where you do the little magnifying glass and just put in the hashtag contests. And you're going to see what all kinds of brands, not just in the fitness space, are doing in regard to contests. You've probably seen them. Some of them are huge, like win a trip to Bora Bora if you do A, B, and C. But some could be as simple as win one of our latest tank tops if you do A, B, and C. So ideas are great through contests. And I think some of my favorite ones are the ones too where you tag a friend so that they know a little bit more about that. So that speaks to your brand awareness, or people who use the content that your consumers or your customers have. And so we'll touch on that at the end. But those are some of my favorite contests where you have people either post a picture or do a selfie. Those are super fun.
I love that. And it's fun as a company to see your members really engaging in what you have to offer. It's rewarding, I think, for both sides, for sure.
Yeah, and for those of you who do social media, you work so hard, you try to put the content together, and then you might find this great article that you put out there and you think it's amazing, and then it's like crickets out there. You might get a couple likes, and then by chance you happen upon like a post that people are commenting and giving you all kinds of reactions, and it's like, oh wow, look. So that is really fun. You're right, and it is rewarding. And of course, it's a great way to get your information out. So the more you do on Instagram or Facebook to increase your engagement, the higher likelihood it is that each post that you have is going to have higher reach. So if you're someone who's continually putting out great content that is getting engaged with, you have a better chance with the algorithm, which is a little tricky. So that's one of those great tools, not to be overused, but it's a great tool.
I love that. And then if you could tell us your tips that you have and best practices for gyms and companies as they build these contests.
Yeah, so just a quick disclaimer, and this is something that's super important on the legal side, is there are a lot of specific rules, especially with Facebook and Instagram, and what you can and cannot do. Even if you're like a small personal training personality and you want to give away a free session, you are subject to those same terms and conditions. So go to Facebook and in the help bar, do terms and conditions or contest rules, and make sure you adhere to those. So those are really important. And then anything with the state, they have things like typically if you have a prize over a certain dollar value, you have to give them a tax notice and that stuff. So the boring stuff, get it out of the way first, and then you can get to the fun stuff. So Stacey mentioned I have an 8-step process, and I may look to the side because I don't have it memorized. But the first one is plan your objectives. So typically, people can either, like we said, you might want more followers. So it could be a contest where you say, follow us to get blank. Or it might be engagement. So tell us a time when you had a great experience with blank. Or fun ones are things like caption this photo. So you're getting people to comment, to give you reaction. Those are all things that are important to note before you start the contest. So what do I want people to do? And then secondly, you want to decide what the length of time is for your contest and what your prize is going to be. And typically that prize should equal what you're asking them to do. So to ask someone to follow, it doesn't have to be something huge, but if you're asking them to follow the account and tag a bunch of friends and do all this stuff, then you need to increase the prize. So think about, follow might be like a $25 gift card to the pro shop or a free session. I'll share in a minute a contest that we did when we were running Students in Fitness, where we gave away, I believe it was 6 months of membership. So we asked a lot of our members, but it was a great campaign. So I'll share that. So what the prize is, and then the period of time that your contest is going to run. So from the minute you announce it, how long is it going to be before you draw the prize? My suggestion is that that time frame be rather short. So anywhere from 3 days to a week, because you want to generate buzz quickly. When people have a deadline that's way down the line, they don't have that urgency. Just like in sales, right? For those of you who sell membership, you want to give people those urgency to get to what you're asking them to do. Does that make sense?
Totally. Yeah. Urgency
then
is
you
good.
have to decide how they're going to enter, right? So that's where you say specifically, and in Instagram, you see, if you search that hashtag contest, you'll see that often marketers are going to put like the number 1 emoji and say, tag a friend. The number 2 emoji, like this post. Number 3, tag additional friends to get more entries. So you have to be clear as to what they have to do. And then what I really suggest is that you use hashtags. So hashtags are a great way for people to discover you. So you talked about brand awareness, right? So this is a way, let's say I'm moving to the area and I might just search the hashtag workout moms, and I would see what's happening in the area with that. Or, people might search contests. So it's a way for people to find you and for people to find your posts. And people really do search by not only hashtags, but by location. So if you're at an event, something like Coachella or a baseball game and the Super Bowl, people are going to look to see what other people are posting in that regard. So both hashtags and locations help. So you want to use a minimum of 1 hashtag, like contest or giveaway, and you may want to consider adding a couple more. You can use 30 on Instagram, but I don't suggest it. It looks super spammy, and you're not going to get the quality of people that you want anyhow. So you might want to have a branded hashtag. So when we had our, I believe it was 7-year anniversary at Stevenson Fitness, we decided to run a whole campaign. And there were lots of elements to it. The contest was just one part of it. Our contest was to encourage people to post about Stevenson Fitness and why they loved it. So we created our branded hashtag for that campaign, and it was hashtag why Stevenson. So we said to all our members, post either an Instagram or Facebook post about why you love Stevenson Fitness. Use this hashtag, and you're entered in to win that, I told you, that 6-month membership. And that came along with a membership special that we were doing, and it just literally blew up. We had tons of different ones. And by the way, everyone who entered also gets like we had like a goodie box at the front that had like cheap little sunglasses. And so it was super fun. We had a big thing at the front of the club that was one of those photo backdrops. So people took pictures there. So it encouraged them to post right then and there instead of having to come up for an idea for what to do. So it was really successful. So once you've planned your objective and you've had your time and prize and how to enter and use those hashtags, then you put in those rules and conditions. What I love to do, and if you're savvy enough to have someone on your team that knows how to do that, is to create a separate landing page for that. So you would put in like a bit.ly link. So your landing page might be www.stevensonfitness/contest/ a bunch of weird letters. And so to enter that long link would be really obnoxious. So you might just go on Google and you put in, shorten my link, and you'll find different ones, like bit.ly is one of them, in tiny URL. And they'll take that long list of letters and make it short. And you'll put that on Facebook. You can put it right there and they can click on it right away. With Instagram, you're going to have to put that link in your bio. So click to link in bio. You've seen that a bunch of times. People actually go to your profile. So the benefit of that is the more people go to your profile, the more chances you have of being seen in the algorithm. It's like Instagram and Facebook give you prizes for things that you do. So if you get people to visit your page, they're like, ooh, point for you. Or if you use like their emojis and their stickers and their polls, they like that too. So the more you avail yourself of the different tools that they have to offer, the more likelihood you're going to be seen. So on that landing page, going back to that, you're going to put in, when the contest starts, when it ends, what the and this is where you're going to put, like, Facebook and Instagram do not endorse this in any way, because they're very strict. They don't want to be at all associated with our little contests. And then, how you're going to notify winners, all that stuff. If you want to simplify, you can put like the two main rules on the caption, like post before, what's today? June 10th at midnight. And we'll notify you by email, or we'll DM you. And then the brunt of all those terms and conditions will be on that landing page. Otherwise, if you don't have the ability to do all that, just try to make it short and sweet, but cover all your bases. So once you have those rules and conditions, then you just have to decide how you're going to tell them. Am I going to email the person? Are we going to call them? If it's through Instagram, it might have to be a DM because you don't have their email or their phone number. If it's a member, that's one thing. And then you're just going to promote. So if you have a brick and mortar location, you're going to have posters up. You're going to have your instructors announcing it. Okay, everybody, show us, on Facebook and Instagram how you're going to why Stevenson, and you're going to have your staff members do it. Like, you're going to make them do it. Hey, all of you have to do hashtag why I love working for Pro Club, let's say. So that's going to create that feed, that buzz, and more people are going to see that, and you're really going to just promote everywhere, newsletters, etc. Once that's done, the key is make sure you follow up. So like, oh yeah, I do have to pick someone. So we would just put them on a spreadsheet, and then use, I think on View Google random name picker, you can upload names and it'll just pick a name for you, and that's that. And you just make sure that you notify them. And if you can, if you're one of those, sometimes people want all of your information. Let's say you're trying to accumulate leads for something that, let's say you run a boot camp and it's really cool and you want to give away a boot camp, but you want people to give you their names and emails. So you do a contact form, you announce the winner, but you follow up with everybody else and give them a free session. So it's a way to build your database, connect with people, and use that. So that's a really fun step-by-step way how to do it. It's fairly simple. It's super fun. And there's so many examples out there. That's the beauty of the internet, is you can get a lot of fun ideas through that.
I love that idea, just to be able to use the internet to your advantage, because there's so much out there and you can just make it your own easily. I love that.
Yeah. An additional element is some people are starting to do that in stories. So if you do one in stories, it's generally going to be something quick and easy, like a free smoothie at our club, or the new, like I said before, the new tank top, or a free guest pass. Make sure you look at those within that 24-hour window so that you can, it might be like, ask me a question about what it's going to be like when we reopen, and one lucky winner gets a tank. And so then you're getting people engaging in your stories, commenting, or tell us who your favorite Group X instructor is and why, where you have that, you have in the Insta story, you can ask a question, and then people will respond like, we love Stacy because she's great, or Aida is great because Pilates is awesome, whatever it is. And then you're going to be getting lots of engagement. Again, the more you get engagement in different ways and in different places, the more you're likely to be seen.
I love that. Yeah, it's really, so you're treating, where the legality of it comes in, is you're treating Instagram and Facebook as kind of a funnel to hopefully your database, hopefully your contest.
You can. So, like, if you did one on Facebook, you wouldn't, or Instagram, you might not necessarily have to collect all their info, just, a posting thing. Or so a very simple one is just follow us to get something. So you notice all the people you can see in your notifications who followed you within the last day. You look through, and then you pick one of those names to give something simple for a follow, like a free guest pass or a free session or a group training, whatever it is. That's something simple. And then if you ask more of them, even on Facebook, you could do. We asked them to, do this particular Y Stevenson thing, and we were just looking. We had the check-in challenge. That was a fun one where we had every time you check into Stevenson Fitness in the month of September, you're entered in to win. And I think it was like a $250 gift card, something, because we wanted people to see their friends checking in hundreds of times at Stevenson Fitness. And we had members who'd never ever done anything like that before post like, I really want that $250 gift card. And so they were posting, I love this gym, but I really want that gift card. And so we got a lot of publicity for $250. And it could be $100. You decide what the value is, but there's a lot of fun contests that way. I'm not above bribing people, that's for sure.
And people aren't above. I mean, that's what's funny when you brought up the shirt. Like, I don't know, when we run contests at our club, they will do anything for a shirt.
Yeah, or if you have those really cool water bottles. Someone I know just started a new line of athletic wear, and she does a lot on Instagram. And she said, here's this cute new tank, tag 2 friends, and I'm like, done.
Yeah,
I'd love to.
Easy peasy.
I'm going to give my friends away. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then they get to, the purpose of that was your friends to go to the post and go, oh, this is really a cute shirt. I think I'll do that too. So that's more the brand awareness. That's why you say tag a friend. But you could get all of the above. Like this post, tag a friend, and follow us. All of those things are things that you can do to encourage. So it could be simple or a little bit more complicated.
Perfect. I love it. Yeah, starting simple. So smart. And then last was just defining the difference between a contest that's user engaged and one that may not be.
Yeah, so in marketing, we have that thing called user-generated content, where you have other people do the marketing for you. So I know a club, I think it was Stafford Hills in Oregon, where they had a selfie challenge. And they had members posting pictures of themselves and saying why they loved the group exercise program at Stafford Hills. And as a marketer, you get to keep those pictures. And of course, you put that in the terms and conditions to advertise later. So one simple contest that we did also was tell us why you love our personal trainers at Stevenson Fitness, and you're entered in to win a month. And so in Facebook, everyone wrote like, oh, I love our personal trainers because blah, blah, blah. And I had maybe 50 comments. Each comment then could be taken with a picture of that member as a separate post to be used later. So they gave me the content that I could then use to promote the club down the line. So if we're doing personal training sessions, or even if you're looking for content, we did a Just Lose It program where it was like a weight loss challenge, and tell us what you loved about it. And then when we went to promote that, we had their pictures with their statements, their testimonials to help promote it. So the users generated our content, and that's what they call UCG, which is a great resource to use for content all year long.
Yeah, so hang on to all of those great posts. Yes. I love that advice. So smart.
Yeah, and I would just put them in a Word document. I would like cut and paste. I mean, I'm not fancy. We didn't have some of you will use like Sprout Social or Hootsuite or something that will keep it all there for you, but I would just copy and paste in a Microsoft document with the member's name, and we'd take pictures of them throughout the club and put it up as testimonials, and it was great.
I love it. I love it. This was so helpful for me, very much. So I hope it was helpful for everyone else. And
I certainly enjoyed talking about it. Thank you.
No, I'm so glad you came on with me. And if you enjoy this content, this is something that serves you as a viewer, please subscribe to this channel, like this video, so I'm sure I'll bring Marisa on as soon as possible. And there's so much more I know we can dive into when it comes to content, and you are so wise on all of that. And I love that you keep it simple too. because that's important.
Good.
And then
Good.
Marisa, where else can they find Stevenson Empowers to reach you
Yeah.
guys?
Well, you can find us directly on the Google by doing Stevenson Empowers, or our website is www.stevensonwithAVempowers.com. My email is my first name, Marisa at Stevenson Empowers. But find me on Instagram, Marisa
Yeah,
Hoff, and we can connect that way too.
I love it. Thank you so much again. We'll see you
All right.
soon.
Thank you, Stacey. Have a great one.
You too.